Welcome to The Thread, presented by Citi.
Hey everybody, welcome on into The Thread on this Thursday. I'm Justine Ward. We have some very early NFL predictions, why the Jets may be a lock for the playoffs. Plus, our MLB insider says a Noah Syndergaard trade might be inevitable for the Mets. But first, RJ Barrett gets his first win as a Knick to Las Vegas. The Knicks playing their Summer League finale against the Lakers. First quarter 2018, first-round pick Kevin Knox absorbs the contact here for the tough basket and the foul. Knox with 25 points and 7 boards in the game. As for Barrett, missed his first 4 shots, but early in the second connects here. Then Barrett heats up this diving dunk. Another double-double for RJ. Second half, Iggy Brazdeikis drives, sends it over to Mitchell Robinson for the flush. Knicks win their final Summer League game, 117-96. As we welcome in Chris Williamson in our panel. And Chris, as they say, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And for RJ Barrett, finishing up Summer League play pretty nicely.
And I think for Knicks fans, it would definitely calm their nerves that they had before, as I'm joined by John Jastrzemski and Kaz Famuyiwa. Guys, so the Knicks finally get a Summer League win. RJ Barrett plays well, 21 points, 10 rebounds. Is it too soon, though, to gauge how his future will be?
Well, I think from a positive standpoint now, we can stop with the negative overreactions that you get from Summer League action. There's a reason why RJ Barrett was the 3rd pick in the draft. There's a reason why a lot of NBA people, scouts, experts, they told you over and over again, this is a 3-player draft. This guy can get to the rack at will. Yes, does his shooting need work? No question about it. But there's a reason why RJ Barrett, in the best league in America, the ACC, averaged 20-plus points when he was on a team with Zion Williamson. Kick and play.
In other words, that means he's back in the Hall of Fame, right? We're back to
well,
we're back in the Hall of Fame.
All day. It's ridiculous.
We're Knicks fans. We're gonna overreact anytime. But let's preface it with one thing: the Lakers barely had a roster about a week ago, so the guys that they played against yesterday aren't necessarily NBA competition. That being said, he did a lot of really good things that Knicks fans should be excited about. The 2 things that really stand out that translate to the college up to the pro level is rebounding and turnovers. And he did both of those extremely well in the past 2 games. 10-plus rebounds, less than 2 turnovers in the next couple of games. He's getting to the rack. He's hitting open jump shots. It's a skill to get open jump shots. And now that he's actually hitting those are good signs for RJ Barrett fans.
I think it's always funny how people, they make these overreactions about Summer League games. It doesn't make sense.
Kevin Knox was in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
RJ Barrett's an all-time bust.
All-time bust.
It makes no sense. All right, so the Knicks have a very young core. They have 6 guys on their current roster that are 21 years or older. Old or younger. So which young Knick are you really excited about, Kat?
I got a guy that's not even on that list, the starting point guard this year, Dennis Smith Jr., who's also 21 years old, He's a jump shot away from being maybe next year's D'Angelo Russell. There were so many people who wrote him off, thought he was just a highlight guy, thought he was low efficiency, thought he couldn't shoot. I like the way he's talking. I like that he's working on his jump shot this year. He averaged 15 a game. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really scratch your butt at that. That's pretty good for a guy that's an athletic freak at point guard. And this is a point guard league. If you got a guy who's that talented, you wait on him, you let him develop, and eventually he's going to turn into a player. I'm still on the Dennis Smith Jr. train, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Dennis Smith Jr. can do. And remember, he's a part of that Porzingis trade, and you're going to weigh that 2 ways. What Porzingis brings to Dallas Mavericks, what these picks, or what Dennis Smith Jr. could provide the New York Knicks. But for me, it's an easy call. You took RJ Barrett with the 3rd pick in the draft. When you have the 3rd pick in the draft, I'm not saying it's going to happen right away, but you're hoping and praying that guy's not just going to be, a rotation piece. You're hoping he's going to be, dare I say, an all-star, dare I say, a star in the league. So I'm excited to see how RJ Barrett, year 1, year 2, year 3, is going to grow as a member of the New York Knicks.
No love for Mitchell Robinson.
He's a
walking machine. If he gets an offensive
But does he have a star-like upside? I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
I think he's got like a DeAndre Jordan-like upside. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's very good. And those guys don't grow on trees. But there's a lot of other players I'm very excited about on that team. We're an embarrassment of riches when it comes to young talent, which is good. It's a good thing, Knicks fans. Be patient. We're all right.
We are patient, Justine. We will be waiting for this Knicks team to develop shortly over the next few years.
Yes, patience. We know that word pretty well. We want to welcome in our NBA insider, Ian Begley, for the direct message. And you guys heard what the guys had to say about RJ Barrett, that fans were overreacting with what you saw from him. He's 19 years old. Was this just normal growing pains in summer league play?
Yeah, I think so. And what we saw, I think, was like a microcosm of what we can expect to see from RJ in the season. I think there are going to be nights when our friends in the panel over there are going to be talking about RJ as a Rookie of the Year. There are going to be nights when they're talking about him going to the G League. It's just going to be an up and down roller coaster for RJ. And what you did see these last 2 games is he let the game come to him more often than he forced shots. You saw him do some nice work out of the post. I think he still struggled with his outside shot. That's something you're going to see over the course of his rookie season. And a lot of scouts say he can go left, but he has trouble going right. The Knicks think he can go right, so maybe that's an adjustment that he makes over the course of the year. But I think, again, what we saw in Summer League was what we should expect to see in the course of his regular season.
All right, and the confidence was still there, too, even after missing a couple shots. Another confident guy, Chris talked about him, Mitchell Robinson. He had a double-double last night. He was a pleasant surprise last season. How important is he now to this Knicks team?
Hugely important, and the Knicks know that, and he knows that. I think what you're going to see from Mitchell Robinson this coming season is a lot of what you saw last year, defending the rim. He already established himself as one of the top shot blockers in the NBA. He's so young, and I think maybe what you can expect from Mitchell coming into this season, we might see a little jump shot from him. He's been talking about it a lot. The Knicks have been talking about it a lot. That the idea that he does have nice touch, that he can knock down a shot from the perimeter, maybe we start to see that from him. But in talking about how important he is to this club, you know, I was told that one player that was mostly off limits in those Anthony Davis trade talks was Mitchell Robinson. That just tells you how important the Knicks feel he is to their future.
Yeah, that says a lot. What about the Knicks and Marcus Morris, Ian? What are you hearing about that?
Right, so this thing, I think, unless there's a snag here, I think Marcus Morris will be a Knick. I think Reggie Bullock will be a Knick. What we're talking about here is Marcus Morris made a commitment to the San Antonio Spurs, and now he's thinking about backing out of that commitment. Because of that, the Knicks have also started to rework their deal with Reggie Bullock. If they rework the deal with Bullock, they should have enough money to make Marcus Morris an offer of 1 year, around $15 million. That's more money that he's getting from the San Antonio Spurs, and the Knicks feel that it's a likely scenario at this point that they're going to get Marcus Morris, that they're going to get Reggie Bullock, and that will fill up all 15 roster spots as far as guaranteed NBA deals for this club.
And a veteran presence in that locker room with all those young guys, too.
There's no doubt, and that's one reason why they are interested. They feel like he will rub off on the young guys in a good way because of the toughness that he brings.
Ian, thanks. Good stuff. We'll see you soon.
Thank
Busy
you.
guy. Ahead on the thread, it's a heated topic here on SNY, but this time it is a realistic possibility. We're going to be breaking down those Noah Syndergaard trade rumors next. Plus, which New York running back would you put your money on, Saquon or Le'Veon? We're just getting started here. Stick around.
The Thread is brought to you by Citi. Know what else is amazing? Sending money to friends and family with Zelle on the Citi mobile app, designed for you to spend less time on it.
Change has many faces, names you'll never know. The bright-eyed, the brave, the visionaries. Where challenges exist, you'll find them. At Citi, we empower people who are out to change the world. Because tomorrow belongs to those who welcome it with open arms. Citi, welcome what's next.
What about him? I know. Let's do it. These winding roads will lead me home to you. I'll go on.
This summer, add a new member to the family. Hurry into the Mercedes-Benz summer event today for exceptional offers. Lease the GLC 300 SUV for just $419 a month at the Mercedes-Benz summer event. Going on now.
Last baseball season, big league hitters whiffed on 71,839 pitches. That's a lot of swings for not a lot of action. But this baseball season, there's FanDuel Sportsbook. So now you can bet the big leagues and get more out of every pitch all season long. And with FanDuel's live betting, you can even place bets after first pitch, right through the final out. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and get refunded up to $500 in site credit if you don't win your first bet. FanDuel Sportsbook, more ways to win.
At Yankee Stadium.
With the Knicks.
With the Giants.
From Barclays Center.
With the Rangers. With the Jets.
With the New York Islanders.
With the Mets.
Alonso drives one to deep center field. And it's out of here! And McNeil's got his fourth hit of the day.
Conforto drives one in deep right. Forget that. That's out of here.
Shifting to baseball as we welcome in our MLB insider Andy Martino in this direct message. And Andy, here we go again with these Noah Syndergaard trade rumors. This time around, though, do you think the Mets could really make this happen?
Justine, I think they're going to trade him at some point, but I still think it's less than likely that it will be this month. Of course, the trade deadline is July 31st. Zach Wheeler is very likely to go. Jason Vargas and Todd Frazier are likely to go, although Mets aren't expecting to get much back for those two guys. And they're listening on Noah Syndergaard. They've been listening on Syndergaard, of course, since the winter meetings, when we know there were all kinds of trade talks intended to get them JT Realmuto, including some very high profile that involved the Yankees. When I wrote today that it was inevitable that Syndergaard gets traded, really that means it could happen this month. It could happen this winter. I could even see the Mets starting the season with him next year and then moving him at the deadline the next year. But the fact is, Noah Syndergaard's under control for another 2 seasons after this. And Mets have shown no inclination to extending him, making him a big part of their future the way they did to Jacob deGrom. So at some point, I believe Noah Syndergaard will be traded. Will it be this month before this deadline? I still think that's a long shot.
All right. Well, if you look at the Mets right now and the trend that they're on, there's a lot of question marks. In your mind, who will be the manager of this team next year?
Well, I don't think it'll be Mickey Callaway, barring some miracle run that this Mets team doesn't seem to really believe that it has in it at this point. But it's too early to say who, frankly. Look, what I know the Mets want to do is give their general manager, Brodie Van Wagenen, the opportunity to do a long, thorough search. He wants to ask permission to talk to people who perhaps are on other coaching staffs, other teams' bench coaches. You can't do that in season, of course. So they're trying to get Mickey Callaway through this season as best he can. He doesn't always make it easy on him, like when he's threatening to get reporters thrown out of the clubhouse and causing incidents like that, and then needing a couple of opportunities to apologize. You were there for that one, I believe, Justine. So they're trying to get Mickey through this thing, and in a perfect world for the Mets, Mickey finishes the year or gets close, and they engage in a search where they talk to people like Joe Girardi, as we reported earlier this week, Buck Showalter, Dusty Baker, and then just a long list of the high-profile candidates that they could interview once the season's over.
All right, Andy, thanks so much. We appreciate the time. So, guys, as you heard from Andy there, Noah Syndergaard maybe not so likely come the trade deadline. The more likely targets would be Jason Vargas, Zach Wheeler, Todd Frazier.
But Syndergaard is the biggest piece, I think we all can agree, for this Mets team if they're going to trade anybody. Would you agree, JJ?
Well, because I don't think they're putting Jacob deGrom on the open market. It's obvious that Pete Alonso and Jeff McNeil are cornerstones for this team. You have to look at Noah Syndergaard, though, and hope and pray if you put him on the open market, he's going to pitch a heck of a lot better. Because at this point in time, if I'm a team trading for Noah Syndergaard, I look at a 4.68 ERA, and I'm going to say this is not the same pitcher I saw in 2015. It's not the same pitcher I saw in 2016. If you're the Mets, you kind of want to sell him on that. And with where the Mets are at right now, with the way they've played for the last 2.5 years, I'm not going to be the least bit opposed. Come the offseason, they build up his value, right packages out there, I would move Syndergaard. I would.
Well, to me, I mean, what's the golden rule of any trade, right? The team who gets the best player always wins, right? And if you're going to trade Noah Syndergaard for either picks or prospects and stuff like that, the odds are you get a pitcher like Noah Syndergaard from 2015 to 2016 is very rare. It's also, you could probably trade him or put the trade rumors out there, and maybe he ends up pitching a little better. If I'm the Mets, I deal Zach Wheeler. I get those guys because a lot of times you're not going to get equal value for a guy with that name, especially in New York City. You got two pillars in Pete Alonso and Jeff McNeil who are going to absolutely run this franchise for the next 10, hopefully 15 years. And you want to make sure you have a guy who's been in the trenches like Noah Syndergaard to bring those guys up. So he's the best player available, but I don't think you get the best return for him. So maybe you deal with Zach Wheeler or one of those guys, and you hold on to Noah Syndergaard.
So you think Zach Wheeler would be a better fit or a better trade value?
Only because I think you can get more closer to equal value than you can get for Noah Syndergaard. I think somebody's going to try and chump the Mets.
In the offseason, you could get a ton for Noah Syndergaard.
Of course.
You get a ton.
All the ton may not equal out to how good this guy is, so who knows?
All right, so moving to the second half of the season, the Mets are 10 games under 500. There's so much that we could love to see from them. What do you want to see in the second half, Cass?
I want to see more wildlife. I want to see more squirrel. I want to see more polar bear. Listen, when the team stinks, the only thing you can do is look to the future. And it's rare that a team this bad doesn't just get one amazing rookie all-star. You got two. So you look at those guys. I just want to see more of them. I want to see their development. I know they're probably the playoffs are a long shot for them right now. But when you got two young studs on that roster, you just watch them, you nurture them, and you make sure that they're good for the next couple of years.
Well, listen, there's nothing wrong with seeing more Jeff McNeil. There's nothing wrong with seeing more Pete Alonso. But to me, it's about the trade you made in December, which appears to be a monumental flop with Edwin Diaz and Robinson Cano. And I hated the trade when they made it. I hate the trade that much more now. But this is about salvaging the trade.
Yes. Right.
I need to see Edwin Diaz pitch like the Edwin Diaz we saw last year. Robinson Cano has looked like a total corpse. You have him under contract. I can't believe I'm saying this, but for 4 more years.
4 more years.
It's like a political campaign, for goodness sake.
Right.
So, yeah, this Mets season, probably not going to be salvaged. But you have Cano here. Can he show that he can be the player he was a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Or is he Alomar, Baerga, all over again?
Don't even
those
bring
are like
those
4-letter words.
Don't
right?
bring that up, all right? The Yanks don't have to deal with any of those problems.
Yeah.
CC Sabathia said at the All-Star game that getting back Luis Severino and Dellin Betances would be like making a trade. If they get these two guys back, do they need to get another starter, JJ?
Here's the question. Is Luis Severino going to be 100% right? Is Dellin Betances going to be 100% right? If you could assure me right now that we're going to see all-star version of Severino, that we're going to get last year's Dellin Betances, then I would agree with CC Sabathia. I can't assume that's going to be a given. And for a Yankee team that has, in my estimation, a championship or bust mandate, no other way around it. Division Series last year lost to the Red Sox. 2 years ago, lost in Game 7 of the Houston Astros. They still need, even with Sevy, even with Betances, with those injury concerns, a difference-making starting pitcher. And again, for the 10 zillionth time, it's Madison Bumgarner from the San Francisco Giants. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but why not? One more time.
Mad Bum, yes. You could survive with those guys. Anytime you're bringing in two players that have 6 all-stars between them, you're going to do a little better. But like you said, it's hard to just throw those guys out there right in the middle of a pennant chase. So, yes, make a trade, add to that roster, add to that bullpen, and work them in slowly. They're coming off of 2 pretty devastating injuries. You don't want to just throw them out there into the wild and expect them to set the world on fire. It's going to be hard for them to do that. So if I'm the Yankees, yes, you can survive. You can tread water. You got bombs for days. You got bats for days. But make a trade, strengthen that bullpen, and see where it takes you in October.
Yeah, you said you can survive, but they want to win.
We want to win. We want chips.
Exactly.
The Yankees, it's all about rings here.
Baby.
Rings. That's all we care about.
Ring, baby. All right, so ahead on the thread, New York's running backs are leading the local pack when it comes to MVP odds. We have some very early 2019 season predictions coming your way next.
Dear Mean Streets, I see your steaming potholes, your snarling traffic, blaring sirens, and crazy on-ramps. You're my kind of town. Let's do lunch. Saturday works for me. Later, RAV4.
Lease a new 2019 RAV4 with all-wheel drive for just $219 a month, or get $1,250 finance cash when you buy RAV4. Find yours at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Most homeowners draw a blank when asked what their home projects should cost. That's why at Home Advisor, you can see what others paid for similar jobs in your area. Start your next home project knowing what you should pay. Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app.
Come out to Citi Field on Sunday, July 28th to see your New York Mets play the Pittsburgh Pirates at 1:10. The first 15,000 fans take home a Mets visor, courtesy of Hospital for Special Surgery. Get tickets at Mets.com/tickets.
Many dealers can sell you Toyo tires, but only Town Fair Tire gives you the unbeatable combination of Toyo tires at the guaranteed lowest price, plus the most free-for-life services, like free flat repairs, free tire rotations, and free snow tire changeovers for life. If you're in the market for a new set of Toyo tires, get to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
This summer, come see the Catskills like never before. Find what you love so close to New York City. Plan your getaway today at iloveny.com/Catskills.
Welcome back, and fresh off winning the Best Breakthrough Athlete Award at the ESPYs, Saquon Barkley has the same odds as Le'Veon Bell to win this year's MVP award, according to Vegas, making them the most likely out of both New York teams. Now, reigning MVP Patrick Mahomes has the best odds with all the big-name elite quarterbacks near the top. It should be noted, though, that Saquon and Le'Veon have better odds than the new Cleveland Brown, Odell Beckham Jr. And yes, we know it's early, but our NFL insider Ralph Vecchiano has his 2019 season predictions on SNY.TV. After a massive overhaul and Eli Manning presumably under center again, he has the Giants finishing around 8-8. Ralph feels by the second half of the season, Big Blue's defense won't be hardy enough to carry them to a playoffs appearance. Meanwhile, the Jets' season outlook is much sunnier with changes to the front office, coaching staff, and a new big shiny weapon for Sam Darnold. Ralph Vecchiano has them in the playoffs. Ralph says, bottom line, believe the hype for Sam Darnold in year 2. The Jets have 10-win potential. Chris, I think I kind of believe that. I definitely know I believe in Sam Darnold.
You believe in Sam Darnold? I believe in Sam Darnold. As far as the Giants, though, 8-8. Ralph is very optimistic.
A little too optimistic for me, but hey, to each his own.
So, time now for some hypotheticals and off the MVP odds. Who will have a better 2019 season, Saquon Barkley or Le'Veon Bell?
Boys, I'm rolling with Saquon Barkley, and the reason I'm rolling with Saquon Barkley twofold. Running back is a young man's position. Saquon Barkley is only going into his second year in the NFL. The other reason I like Saquon Barkley a little bit more this year, the offensive line for the New York Giants, which has been much maligned in years past, very much improved. I think an improved offensive line, young man's position. Le'Veon Bell sitting out for a year. I think they're both going to be terrific. Who has the more dynamic year? I'm putting my money on Saquon.
JJ, I got 2 words for you. Fresh legs. Le'Veon Bell hasn't gotten hit in over a year. He was doing nothing but dropping terrible rap songs. But as long as he can still play football, I'm happy with Le'Veon Bell having the better year next year. A young quarterback's best friend is somebody who can come out the backfield and take the pressure off of somebody when it gets hot. And nobody did that better when they were healthier than Le'Veon Bell. He didn't just survive in it, he thrived in it. So, and only that, they have a great defense coming back next year. Sam Darnold's looking to take that next second-year leap. I got Le'Veon Bell getting a lot of touches and looking real good under the Jets.
Yeah, I got Le'Veon Bell as well because they're going to run Saquon Barkley into the ground, JJ, because they don't have any weapons.
Fellas. Young man's position.
All right, quickly. So, Ralph Vecchiano, we heard what he had to say about the Giants and the Jets records. Who do you think will have the better record in 2019?
It's easy calls to the New York Jets. Sam Darnold very much improved. Jet defense a heck of a lot better. The Giants, just too many holes on that defense, too many questions about the quarterback position. I don't know if the Jets are locked to be a playoff team. I think they're in that 8-9 win range, but the Jets will have a better year.
I'm riding with you here, JJ. It's very rare as a lifelong Jets fan that New York becomes a Jets town for a couple of autumns, but I think the Jets will have the better season this year. They got the better quarterback, they got the better defense, they got the big free agent haul, they got the good front office right now. Things are looking good for Gang Green for the first time in a while. I think the Jets have 10, maybe 11 wins next year.
Wow. I wouldn't go 11. That's 11 crazy.
11.
11. All right, Justine, what do you got?
Yeah, I got the Jets on this one, for sure. Still ahead on the thread. Is it a backpack, vest, kangaroo pouch? No blonde locks. We have some ESPYs fashion to discuss. Stay with us.
The Thread is brought to you by the Citi Rewards Plus card. It rounds your points up to the nearest 10 on every purchase so you can score big points even on the little things.
My experience with USA Air has been excellent.
They really appreciate the military family, and it really shows.
With all that USAA offers, why go with anybody else? We know their rates are good. We know that they're always going to take care of us.
It was an instant savings, and I should have changed a long time ago.
It was funny because when we would call another insurance company, they would say, oh, we can't be USAA.
We're the Weber family.
We're the Tennies.
We're the Hells, and we're USAA members for life.
Get your USAA auto insurance quote today.
Hold on to me. Don't let me go. Your first name is free. Last name is dumb.
The Ford Escape. Drive it home with 0% financing for 60 months or lease it for $169 a month. See details at buyfordnow.com.
Freedom.
Keith Hernandez here, and I'm here to tell you about the Mets bullpen jackpot sweepstakes from the New York Lottery. All season long, if one of our Metsies hits a home run off the New York Lottery sign, one lucky contestant can win cash. For every game that the sign isn't hit, the bullpen jackpot goes up and up and up. Visit sny.tv/New York Lottery for your chance to win.
Before we go, it's a good day for fashion statement coming off of last night's ESPY Awards in Los Angeles. So OBJ not only cut off his signature locks, but seemingly upped the ante of his Met Gala kilt by rocking this Prada vest, complete with the nude short set. I am really not sure what to make of this, but I do know you could put a lot of items in that little pouch. Like if you got hungry during the ceremony, might as well put a pizza in there, man.
Protein bars, cookies, why
exactly.
not?
Both of you guys love the snack bar. You
Listen.
can fit so many snacks in that pouch.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone's laughing at the pouch now, but when somebody needs some gummy bears, a first aid kit, maybe a Fresca in their pouch, who's gonna look like the smart one? OBJ, baby. I'm with the pouch.
You're with it.
I'm with the pouch, man. Go
Looks
for
like
it.
a JanSport backpack.
Boys, I'm all for a bold fashion statement. That is not one that I could pull off. Not with these skinny legs that I'm rocking. Although I'll tell you this, Odell Beckham Jr. with the new haircut, looking sharp. I like it.
I like the haircut.
New team, new look, new start for OBJ.
He's very professional looking now. He got rid of the blonde dreads. I get
right.
it.
And he rocks it well. Like he's very confident.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Are you
Shout
going
out
to
to
get
the
one of those
light-skinned
pouches?
No.
No. I'm not about that life.
You know what that's called? That's called light skin confidence, Chris. You should know all about that.
Speaking of fashion statement, I like your
Hey,
Look at you guys. I missed the memo.
They're going to the prom after
missed
this. This is
the
what's
memo.
All right.
going on.
There you go.
All right, Loudmouth is next. We'll see you tomorrow at 5.
Peace.
The Range Rover Evoque with ClearSight rear view mirror. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Baby, you see, you're so right for me, and I'm right for you. I love the things you do, like sweet tasting wine. Your lips are so divine. Your loving turns me on. My lonely days are gone. That's why I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Babe, I'm never gonna let you go. No, never gonna let you go. Baby, never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Joey.
Hey!
Home game tonight. You get an injury update?
Oh! Don't even get me started, bro. My sciatica's acting up. I think I pulled a muscle in my neck. I don't even know what this thing is. I don't know where it happened, but I kind of developed like some underarm acne. I think I gotta switch out my roll-on. Have you ever seen this before? Take a look. Come in close. Yeah, whoa. Where you going?
SNY, complete coverage of every New York team anytime from any device.
Get your New York sports here.